Guys, another one in the series of You Had Lessons Before. Uh, this was a gentleman, late 50s, early 60s, who came in a couple of years back. First lesson, what do you like? What sort of music do you like? Went through Love, The Shadows, all the instrumental stuff from the 60s, Ventures, people like that. And I said, okay, so have you had lessons before? And he said, yes, I have, of a young man, told me where. So I said, oh, okay, right. And I said, well, why did you stop? He said, well, we only lasted 2 lessons. So I said, okay. So what happened? And he turned around and said, well, the young man said, what sort of music do you like? I told him. And he actually sat there on his phone and had to Google who the Shadows were. So I said, okay. And he said, I knew straight away that this wasn't going to work out for me. So, okay. So he said, do you know who the Shadows are? And I said, look at this face. Do you think that I don't know who the Shadows are? And he said, I knew I'd come to the right place straight away. I said, that's great. Okay, let's go to work. Now, the next bit. One of the reasons why we do classes, one of the reasons of many reasons we do classes here, maximum number 4, is exactly for the reason I'm going to tell you now. So, picture the scene. This gentleman, we made a class up over a period of a month. 3 other individuals, same age group, same ability, very closely marked down as far as the material that they liked, the bands they liked, the artists they liked, and so on. And they all came in, great, okay, no worries. So a year passes now, and one of the other guys in the room turned around and said to me just before Christmas, he said, what are you doing on Saturday, Mike? And I said, I'm supposed to be recording at a studio in Liverpool, doing some sessions. Why? And he said, I was just wondering if you wanted to come and see us. I said, who's us? And he went, us. So I said, how do you mean? And he said, well, we've been practicing for the last 7 months together away from here, and we're doing our first gig on Saturday. So I said, mate, I'd love to, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get out of this. I moved hell and high water that afternoon to get somebody to cover for me in Liverpool. And they were playing at one of our local social clubs that were quite well known at. And I said to the guys on the door, is there any chance of me coming in through the back door? Because, and they done, or should I say, put themselves forward for a charity gig just before Christmas. And I went down, stood at the back by the bar in the shadows, watching them. They were amazing. They did 6 songs. They did a couple of Shadows tracks, a couple of Beatles tracks, bit of rock and roll. Johnny B. Good sounded amazing, really good. And then unfortunately the lights on the bar went on for some reason, and the bass player saw me at the back of the room. And anybody who knows me well, the off stage I embarrass quite easily. So he just turned around, saw me, and said, and we'd just like to thank the person who's responsible for tonight and the reason why we're together. He's standing over at the bar, and as one in the room turned around and stared at me, I went beetroot red, and I just slunk off through the back door. Anyway, 2 days later, one of the other guys phoned me and said, what did you think? I said, that was superb. And I not so much walked out of that room, I floated. They'd been together for 7 months, they'd been seeing each other socially, and that's one of the reasons why this place, it's about people. And I know this probably sounds cheesy and corny. We're not just about, right, do this, do that, you'll get better, give us the money. That's not what this place is about. Yeah, we need to pay the bills, but it's about people, and it's about making sure that they maximise what they do. And these 4 late 50, early 60-year-olds who should know better are a perfect example of. Hope you found that interesting. Bye.